that, we welcome you to the big show. So happy to have you with us. Ashley Adamson, Sydney Parrish, Jordan Taylor will join us in just a little bit to talk about the men's action. But we begin, as always, with the women, as we should. Ladies first. There were 5 games, 3 of them right here on our network today. Let's take you through the one we just saw, UCLA and Northwestern, the number 3 ranked Bruins, and Gabriela Jaquez is just on another level right now, Sid.
She is on another level. She came into this game, the last 2 games, scoring over 80% from the field, and she did it again tonight. She's looking great, but this team, it was an overall effort. 4 of their players scored in double figures. I mean, Kiki Rice was looking at a triple-double, only 2 assists away, but this was a full team effort.
Gabriela Jaquez, another one there. 30, UCLA up 30 after that bucket. Kiki Rice, you mentioned the full team effort. The putback, just stuff in the stat sheet, and one. 80-46 is the final. UCLA shot 47%. And again, you look at Jaquez's number, 9 of 12 from the floor. She finished with 19 points. She was shooting 80% coming into this game, and we thought, well, you can't get any better than that. And yet she continues to stay red hot. You have said that this UCLA team you think is better than the Bruins squad that was ranked number 1 in the country most of last year and went to the Final Four for the first time. What is different about Corey Close's team right now?
I think just the depth. They have so much ability down in the bench to score. Gabriela Jaquez came into this game showing that she's a huge contributor, but there's so many different pieces on this team, from the offensive rebounding to the defense, the passing, the scoring. This is going to be a really hard team to beat going into March.
Yeah, and I think when you talk about being battle tested and the importance of being able to play what the Big Ten schedule gives you, which is for the most part ranked teams, you know, off and on every single night. This was the first meeting since 1985 between these 2 squads. UCLA on the road, we talk about the travel and all the different ways that you have to be able to win games and grind them out in the Big Ten, and to be able to go on the road against Northwestern team, yes, that was overmatched, but to be able to just do what you're supposed to do on a night like this is important.
I was just going to mention that because I don't think people understand how hard it is to go on the road into a game where Northwestern is looking at this game like it's their Super Bowl.
Right.
They are doing everything they can to upset the number 3 Bruins. That's really hard for UCLA to prep for and to go into this game for. So just traveling across the country in general, the no sleep, the flight, the jet lag, it's hard to play on the road in general, and especially for UCLA.
Yeah, they got it done. 80-46 is the final there at Illinois on Wednesday. I don't want to look ahead, but they've got Iowa looming after that. It could be a battle of unbeatens in conference play. And speaking of the Hawkeyes, let's take you through what they did today against number 12 Ohio State. This is not how you wanted to see this game start. Taylor McCabe, just on the opening play of the game, suffers a non-contact knee injury. She would get carried off into the locker room. But Addie Deal, the freshman, the reigning Big Ten freshman of the week, comes in and steps up big. 20 points to lead the Hawks. Later, Hannah Stuelke doing what she does, 18 and 15. Jelani Cambridge doing everything she can. She leads the Big Ten in scoring in conference play. She had another 26 points tonight, but just too much from Iowa. Ava Hayden, I know you like the way that she plays.
Yeah, she's an amazing player. Just a sophomore. I kind of saw it last year as a freshman playing against her. She had the potential to be as good of a scorer as she is right now. So being able to see it translate from her freshman to sophomore year is huge.
Jan Jensen, I mean, you and I talked about this. It was one thing for her to be able to come in and take over for Lisa Bluter, a program that has an incredible fan base, that has incredible talent. It's another thing to really be in that head seat. And she told us at media day, year 2 feels different, having gone through it once before and kind of understanding it. And you see this. I mean, they're 11-0 at home, first 9-0 start in 30 years. This team has something special going.
They definitely have something special, but we need to talk about Jan Jensen and what she's doing. Being a head coach, taking over a team that is that good, had gone to a Final Four, had gone to a national championship, and they're proving themselves to be one of the best teams in the country. And it's really impressive by what she's done just this past year for this offense.
It's unbelievable. 5 wins against top 25 teams. They're coming off that overtime win at Maryland, in which they had to dig deep, so they found different ways again. And you hope Taylor McCabe is okay, because that was a really hard thing to see at the beginning. But different people stepping up. Next woman up is the name of the game. Ohio State, a quick thought on the Buckeyes. They've got Wisconsin next, but this one, it just felt like they never really had it today.
Yeah, they have to definitely step up big time in their next game. It's going to be tough, but they're coming off of losses. So there's a little bit more motivation coming coming into this Wisconsin game. Wisconsin has been a little up and down, beating ranked opponents, dropping some easy games. So this is going to be a big one for the Buckeyes. They've got
Ohio State hosts Wisconsin on Thursday, as I said. All right, well, let's take you through a third game of the day. And this one we thought was going to be a blowout, and then USC comes back. Number 7, Michigan. USC was down 16, then they were up 6, but too many turnovers. That was kind of the name of the game. Brooke Quarles-Daniels, the steal, and the lay-in. Wolverines up by 1. The loose ball here stays with Michigan, and it's Mila Holloway getting the kick out and the open triple. 23 points off turnovers. The bench is loving it. Olivia Olson, you just love everything she does.
She's amazing around the basket. I said it earlier, she makes such tough off-balance shots, and that just shows her maturity and her strength from year 1 to year 2 in the Big Ten.
Jack Kaiser with Kim Barnes-Arico after the win.
Coach, what did you tell your team going into the fourth quarter to change things?
We just needed to regroup. We had a really bad third quarter, and USC really made a great run. They were able to get out in transition. We weren't able to get stops. They scored 31 points. That's very unlike us. So we just needed to settle down and regroup. And once we were able to get some stops, then we were able to score again. We couldn't score because we couldn't get some stops. So I think us, igniting it on the defensive end to start the fourth quarter really helped us.
15th game this season that they have forced at least 20 turnovers. That leads the Big Ten. They're 11-0 at home, 8-1 in Big Ten play. And this is what Michigan does. They turn you over and they turn defense into offense. You can't say enough about Olivia Olson because it's both ends of the floor. There's a reason why Jazzy Davidson was only 3 of 10 from the floor.
Yes, she's been amazing all year, but I just love talking about her on the defensive end because she gets a lot of praise on the offensive end, and she's more than just a one-dimensional player. She runs the floor extremely, extremely hard. She is such a tough player, and her versatility at 6'1", she can bring the ball up the court. She can get to the post and have her sweet turnaround jumper, but look, also on the defensive end, she just interrupts the point guard's dribble and finishes through contact. She has been a special player all year long.
They've got so many different players that can fill it up. First win over USC since 2007. Michigan now 17-3, again 8-1 in Big Ten play. And USC's got another top 10 foe in Iowa. Their schedule has just been a gauntlet as they try to figure out life without Juju Watkins. Michigan, by the way, it's no walk in the park coming up for them either. You look at what they've got coming up in the month of February. I mean, this is 7 of their 8 games next month are against teams currently ranked in the top 25. So I guess you can say that they will be battle tested heading into March.
Yes, you got to take that schedule one game at a time, because if you look too far ahead, it might get ahead of you.
Yeah, certainly looking at it. I'm glad I don't have to play that schedule. We'll put it that way. All right. Show in this Tuesday. Mark your calendars. Dave Revson and Anthony Herron unveiling the 2026 Big Ten football schedule. It's an hour-long schedule release show, and it kicks off at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. As we welcome you back, more women's hoops coming your way. Sydney Parrish, Ashley Adamson. It is the big show, and it was the 90th meeting between Wisconsin and Minnesota. 2 teams right next to each other in the standings, both with 13 wins and 4 conference losses. Tori McKinney with the steal, Amaya Battle with the big 3 on the other end. Gophers led by 20 at the break. Early third quarter now, Battle with the steal, and she says, Tori McKinney, I got you back. She finds her inside. McKinney led all scorers with 20 points. Late in the fourth, Minnesota looking for more. Grace Gaholski knocking down the triple, 3 of her 18, and Minnesota picks up its 5th conference win. 88-53 is the final. They beat their rival on Alumni Day, 10-2 at home, and this was a nice win for them.
It was a great win for them. I feel like Minnesota's kind of been up and down. They've been so close to getting some ranked wins, so getting this easy one at home is definitely going to be good for them.
And I know you said earlier, Wisconsin is a team that has impressed you. I mean, you went to one of their shoot-arounds earlier, and you do like the pieces that this team has, and obviously they've showed that they can beat just about anybody, and they can play with anybody.
Yes, I was very impressed going to their shoot-around earlier in this season. Their energy, and I feel like it's a totally new program, and I think that's what Coach kind of previewed preached going into this year as well, and talking to some of the players as well, they said this does not even feel like the same program like it was last year. So that's just a credit to what Coach has done coming into this new team.
Yeah, Wisconsin's at number 12, Ohio State on Thursday. You can watch that one right here on Big Ten Network. From Minnesota, they are at Penn State on Wednesday. Let's keep it moving, and this is a game that Indiana fans, you've been celebrating so much. You know what? This one you're not going to love. Indiana, they have owned the Barn Burner Trophy for 10 years, but Purdue had other plans. Nia Smith, huge first half, 13 points before the break. That capped a 19-2 run by Purdue. Shea Chesky doing everything she could. The Big Ten leading scorer, 37 points, but just too much from the Boilers. How about Ela Karsh, the freshman, 4 of 5 from deep. They shot 50% from three. First Barn Burner Trophy win for Purdue since 2016. First for Katie Geralds as a head coach. Afterwards, she spoke with Chris Fosters.
Coach, we know you've won the Barn Burner Trophy as a player. How did it feel to win it back as a coach?
Yeah, to be honest, watching Mads here kind of lift that up and celebrate with the student section. I talked to you guys this morning, and just her story, just how cool it's been. By far, like one of the coolest moments, just watching her celebrate there. That was really something special and something I'll never forget.
You know how much this rivalry game means. You played in it. You were 6-0 during your Indiana career against Purdue, and it'd been a long time coming. I mean, Katie Geralds was 0 for 8 in this game coming in, so it meant a lot. First time in 10 years that Purdue has been able to hold on to that thing and keep it in West Lafayette. What stood out to you from this game?
Honestly, the points off turnovers. I mean, Purdue just turned Indiana over so much. There was no point of this game where Indiana was going to win if they're turning the ball over that much. The pressure that they're putting on Chesky to make hard reads is why they were turning the ball over so much. But then Purdue has to come down and score the ball as well, and they did that. They had 27 points off of their turnovers. They ramped up their defensive intensity, and they were playing like they haven't beaten Indiana in some time. And I think that's what Katie Geralds really emphasized going into this game.
80-69 was the final, and again, Purdue, they've had some good moments, they've struggled, but Mackey, it feels like they're kind of getting some things going. Was there anything that stood out to you about what this can mean moving forward?
Of course, it's a huge win against their rival, Indiana, and this is their third conference win of the season. They're just trying to make it into the Big Ten tournament with a big field of a lot of great teams. So stacking wins is going to be really important for this Purdue team. And
Indiana back to the drawing board, now 0-9 in Big Ten play. But you know Terry Morin is going to get those players ready to roll for the second half of conference play. We are ready to roll for the second half of the big show. Thank you so much, Sydney Parrish, for all of your insights. We're well